Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the channel. My name is Luke, and this is the Bramley project. Now then, while we look over the site here today, we can see that there hasn't been too much of a difference in regards to the likes of the basin, but the likes of the car park, south stand and north stand, there has been some significant changes. So we're going to just have a little look over the basin here real quick. So as you can see, not too much has changed in regards to anything being added or removed. It's more or less just business as usual here, which I'm thinking is going to be the main thing until maybe April or even May. So what's going to happen is they're just going to carry on doing the pylons in here, and then when the steelwork comes in inevitably, we're going to probably see more stuff coming in and more things getting altered around here, because we're going to need a lot of technology based in the centre of the site itself. But looking over at the car park, we can see that they've carried on with the groundwork around there, so they're actually neatening that up quite well. You've probably also noticed as well, there's like a sort of boundary line at the very middle of the basin, or well, the middle point between the basin and the car park. So what's going to happen is when everything's all done and dusted there, that's all going to get removed so the water can carry on flowing through. Now, looking over at the south stands, we can't see too much of a difference as well. There has been a little bit more work being done, so we've had to look at the these little black boxes in here. So there's been more added onto it. Those black boxes aren't exactly black boxes or batteries or anything. They're hollow. This is actually surprising. They are hollow. So there's two possible outcomes. They could be the batteries. So what's going to happen is these are just temporary placeholders. So there could be batteries added there at a later point, because they are going to try and do some sustainable stuff. Or it could be just like an access tunnel. So this was actually mentioned by a person on the previous video. So if you have a look here, you can see that there is actually a comment, and they said it was more than likely going to be maybe an access hatch for the site, so you could actually get around certain parts of it, which does make sense. I mean, looking at them themselves, we have actually got a video, so if you check it out in a second. Also, I actually got a little too close to that crane. So one thing just to clarify real quick, the site today was actually completely empty, so I was able to fly a lot lower than what I normally do. So what I normally do is I like to try and stay above the 75 meter mark, just because there are rules and regulations in place by the CAA, and they do stipulate that you need to be above a set level while you're recording anything on a site or around people. This is normally 50 meters, but I like to try and keep things extra safe and do 75 meters. Now, if we actually have a look at the south stand concrete tunnel, I've called it the concrete tunnel as well, by the way. I doubt it's actually a concrete tunnel, but it just looks like a concrete tunnel to me. So we can actually see that there is like a sort of hole running right the way through it. So this is what made me think it's either going to be ventilation, access shaft, or a temporary placeholder for batteries further down the line. Now, for this amount of batteries would be, well, to tell you the truth, it would be great to see. Having sustainable energy like that is a very critical thing to have in this day and age. Now, looking over the north stand, we can see that there's been a decent amount of work done. But bear in mind, I'm doing these from week to week, so what we see in terms of progress is limited at best, just because it's week to week instead of fortnightly to fortnightly. If it was fortnightly, which it's going to be for this week, unfortunately, because the weather isn't exactly in our favour, we're going to see a significant amount of change. Now, looking at the tower, I was actually looking at some older video footage, and there has been a decent amount of work done to it. I can't see too much behind all the scaffolding and shrouding, but I can see that they have actually cracked on with it a fair bit. So there is actually some decent amount of brickwork as well. So with all that said and done, we're going to now have a look at it over as a bird's eye view. Now, looking over everything in terms of the bird's eye view, we are seeing, again, not too much in terms of difference. We can see the roadway is a little bit more defined now that there's actually some lines and everything running through it. But as a whole, I mean, looking at this part of it, so if we have a look at here, you're going to see the main supporting structure here for the west stand and north stand. So it looks like there is a stairway definitely there. So what's going to happen is that stairway is going to go all the way up to the top. So there's going to be think it is only going to be a single tier terrace in the north stand. However, they are going to introduce that stairway just so people can actually access it from the top, which does make sense in all honesty. But looking over everything else, so you can see the snowflake structure again with the concrete and all that. We can see more rebar being put in place. So what's going to happen is that rebar is probably going to get laid in further down the line as the other steel structures get added. So we can see, again, there's been a little bit more added to some parts of the snowflake structure. So there's been more concrete added in. And we can see, well, you can see rebar that's actually been placed. That's probably going to get concreted up in the near future. So don't be surprised if in the next couple of videos we're going to see more adds on that front. And looking at, again, the final support and structure, we can see that there is a significant amount done there as well. So they're actually going up tiers now with that one. So they're adding more to that. So what's going to probably happen in the upcoming future is that as well is going to be raised up a fairly high set. So there's a lot to look forward to in all honesty. But yeah, that's everything for us today, guys. I'm going to now take you over to Live Luke, who's going to see you into the outro. So take it away, Live Luke. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Also, I'd like to say a big thank you to all my Patreons over here. So they are CT Baz, Mal, Mark Bones, Martin Evans, Francis Houghton, Big Joe. Didn't forget you this time, Big Joe. Apologies about that. EFC 100, Moggers, and our newest one, Ed Armitage. So if you want to be like any of these guys and get yourselves a part of the Patreon and contribute to the channel, why not go over to our Patreon? We have got 2 tiers at the moment. So the first one being the cup of coffee tier. That's only £1. So it's quite literally like getting £1 out of your pocket and saying, look, like what you're doing, mate. Keep doing it. Here's £1 on me. Go get yourself a cup of coffee on me. Even though a cup of coffee is like more than £1, but we'll not delve into that. We won't delve into that. But if you want to actually contribute to the channel a little bit more and get some perks and benefits, say, so we get earlier access to videos and you also get ad-free content. I can't emphasize that one enough because that is one of the big things that does annoy me is going to watch a video and there's an ad in the way before it even starts. That completely ruins the mood. So I'm in the headspace to watch a video and ad comes in. Nah, that annoys it for me. So being part of the Patreon, all the videos that go on there are all ad free. Just emphasizing that one. So yeah, we have got those 2 tiers. They do help us, and in the near future there's going to be more stuff that is going to get added into the future as well. So I'm hoping to do like other things and branch out a little bit more, whether it be interviews, whether it be other locations, maybe even looking at potentially doing the Goodison Legacy project. So that's actually one thing I do want to emphasize in the future. When Bramley Moor's all done and dusted, do you want me to start doing the Goodison Legacy project? So doing the drone flying around the old Goodison Park Stadium as it's being brought down and as new things are getting raised up. So the offices, the new little park that's going to be like where the centre circle was, some of the new housing that they're going to be introducing. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on in Goodison Park when we move out. It's not going to be like other stadiums where they've left it to go to complete derelict and ruin. They want to do a lot of the community, so the Goodison Legacy project is the absolute brainchild of all that, and it's going to be one that is definitely worthwhile looking at in the upcoming future. I believe that one's going to probably take anywhere between 3 to 5 years. But yeah, guys, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and I'm going to see you on the next video. Take care and peace.